Good afternoon, everyone. How are you all? I hope you all are fine and safe at home and enjoying your studies. So, my dear students, yesterday in a previous lecture, I explained you kind of sentences. We learned some extra things about this lesson. Today we will revise chapter 1 kind of sentences textually according to your textbook. So, before starting the revision, I would like to tell you one thought. So, let's start. Work until you no longer have to introduce yourself. Work until you no longer have to introduce yourself. Means you should work hard that you should not need to give your introduction. Let me give you one example. For example, you are writing in your fair book, but you are writing with a bad handwriting and not making it a tidy. You are making your fair book dirty, right? So we cannot read it properly. Whose book is this? We need to identify the name and all things. So that you need to introduce yourself at that this is my book, ma'am. But if you are making your fair book very nice, you are writing with a neat and clean handwriting, you are keeping it properly, you are covering your fair book properly, you are decorating your writing, so you don't need to introduce yourself. At looking at the book only we can understand, oh, this book belongs to this student. So that is the sentence that work until you no longer have to introduce yourself. If you are taking a hard work, if you are doing a hard work after making your fair book, then you don't need to tell your name. We can understand by looking at the book only that this book belong to this student only, because only he or she is doing so nicely, right? So let's start our today's session. This is the image of your textbook. Chapter 1, Kinds of Sentences. Chapter 1, Kinds of Sentences. Read the words. A good Sanya girl is. A good Sanya girl is. This sentence does not make any sense. This sentence does not make any sense. The words are not in the correct order. Why it is not make any sense? Because the words are not in the correct order. If I am saying like this, am speaking I. Do you understand anything about that? No. If I am saying like this, I am speaking, so you can understand, right? If the words are in the correct order, it makes a sentence. So let's see. Now read these words. Sanya is a good girl. These words make sense because they are in the correct order. These words make sense because they are in the correct order. So, when words are in the correct order, at that time only it makes some sense. That is why it is called sentence. When words are in the correct order, then only it makes some sense. That is why it is called sentence. Now let's see the definition of the sentence according to your textbook. A group of words that makes complete sense is called a sentence. A group of words that makes complete sense is called a sentence. Sense means some meanings. A group of words which gives us some meaning, that is called sentence. See here example. A good Sanya girl is. Does these words give any sense, any meaning? No, we cannot understand anything. Now let's see this sentence. Sanya is a good girl. Yes, this sentence tells us something. These words tells us something about Sanya, that Sanya is a good girl. That is why these words are called sentence, because it is in a correct order and it gives us some sense. So, a group of words that makes complete sense is called a sentence. It must contain a subject and a verb. It must contain a subject and a verb. So about subject and a verb we will study briefly in chapter number 2. Right now we will study chapter 1. So this is exercise number 1, which is given in your textbook. Reorder these words to make sentence. Reorder these words to make sentence. Begin with a capital letter and end with a full stop. Begin with a capital letter and end with a full stop. Now let's start to solve exercise. A. My has sons neighbor 2. My has sons neighbor 2. Does these words make any sense? Any sentence? No. So let's make a meaningful sentence. My neighbor has 2 sons. My neighbor has 2 sons. Now let's see the next question. This very garden beautiful is. Does these words give us any meaning? No. Let's read it again if you can find any meaning. This very garden beautiful is. Does these words give any meaning? No. So let's make a meaningful sentence. This garden is very beautiful. This garden is very beautiful. Number C. Ashok, the invited friends for his birthday party his. So many words are there. So does these words give us any meaning? Let's try it again. Ashok, the invited friends for his birthday party his. No. These words are not giving any meaning. So let's make a meaningful sentence. Ashok has invited his friends for the birthday party. Ashok has invited his friends for the birthday party. Next, I not eat chips should every day. I not eat chips should every day. Does these words make any sense? No. So let's make a meaningful sentence. I should not eat chips every day. I should not eat chips every day. Like I music. Like I music. Is this any sentence? No. The correct sentence is I like music. The correct sentence is I like music. Next, our one has the match school hockey. Our one has the match school hockey. Does these words make any sense? No. So let's make a meaningful sentence. Our school has won the hockey match. Our school has won the hockey match. So my dear students, like this you have to make meaningful sentences. So let's move to the next topic in your textbook, that is declarative sentence. So let's read these sentences. He is a good sportsman. He is a good sportsman. He is not obedient. He is not obedient. Rahul is going to school. Rahul is going to school. This sentence states something, means this sentence declares something. Let's see. He is a good sportsman. So here it is declared that he is a good sportsman. He is not obedient. So here it is declared that he is not obedient. Rahul is going to school. So in this sentence it is declared that Rahul is going to school. So this sentence states something, means these are the statements. So let's see the definition. A sentence that states a fact or declares something is called a declarative sentence. A sentence that states a fact or declares something is called a declarative sentence. It ends with a full stop. It ends with a full stop. So this is the first type of sentence, that is declarative sentence. Now, next type, that is interrogative sentence. Is he a good boy? Is he a good boy? What do you want? What do you want? Are you going shopping? Are you going shopping? These sentences ask questions. These sentences ask questions. A sentence that asks questions is called an interrogative sentence. It's very easy to identify. A sentence that asks questions is called an interrogative sentence. It ends with a question mark. Here you can see question mark. It ends with a question mark. So when you are asking any question, it is called interrogative sentence. When you are asking any question, it is called interrogative sentence. Now let's move to the next type, that is imperative sentence. Open the door. Open the door. Please don't cry. Please don't cry. Turn right from here. Turn right from here. So my dear students, did you observe my voice tone when I was reading these sentences? Let me read it again. Now you have to observe my voice tone. Okay, how I am reading. Open the door. Open the door. Please don't cry. Please don't cry. Turn right from here. Turn right from here. These sentences give orders or request for something. These sentences give orders or request for something. So let's see definition. A sentence that orders, requests, or gives instructions about something is called an imperative sentence. A sentence that orders, requests, or gives instructions about something is called an imperative sentence. It ends with a full stop. It ends with a full stop. Now see here in the first sentence. Open the door. This is the order. What is this? Order. Open the door. Order. Please don't cry. Please don't cry. What is this? Request. Please don't cry. Request. Turn right from here. Instruction. Turn right from here. This is instruction. So, let's read the definition again. Now you all will read with me. Okay? A sentence that orders, requests, or gives instructions about something is called an imperative sentence. It ends with a full stop. It ends with a full stop. Now, let's see the last type of sentence, that is exclamatory sentence. How sad! How sad! What a surprise! What a surprise! These sentences show an expression of joy or sorrow. Joy means happiness, sorrow means sadness. Joy means happiness, sorrow means sadness. Now, read these sentences. How sad! What a surprise! These sentences show an expression of joy or sorrow. Joy means happiness, sorrow means sadness. Joy means happiness, sorrow means sadness. A sentence that expresses any feeling or emotion like joy, sorrow, or anger about something is called an exclamatory sentence. A sentence that expresses any feeling or emotion like joy, sorrow, or anger about something is called an exclamatory sentence. It ends with an exclamation mark. It ends with an exclamation mark. Now, let's move to the next, that is exercise number 2. Say whether these sentences are declarative means D, interrogative means Q, imperative means I am, or exclamatory means E. So, if the sentence is declarative, you have to write D. If it is interrogative, means if it is a question, you have to write Q. If it is imperative, you have to write I am. If it is exclamatory, you have to write E. So let's start. Leave the room. Leave the room. That is the order. So imperative. You have to write I am. Imperative. Next, my favorite story is Red Riding Hood. My favorite story is Red Riding Hood. So I declared that. That is declarative. I declared that. So that is declarative. So next is C. Does he like games? This is the question mark. You can see here. Does he like games? So you have to write Q here. Q for the question mark. What a beautiful flower. What a beautiful flower. So this is the exclamation mark. So you have to write E. This is the exclamation mark. So you have to write E. Shyam does not like sweets. Shyam does not like sweets. This is the declaration. So you have to write D, declarative. How tall he is? How tall he is? Exclamation mark. You can see here. So you have to write E. Is she clever? Is she clever? Question mark is here. So you have to write Q. You have to write Q. Manas is a good boy. Manas is a good boy. So this is the declaration about Manas. So you have to write D here. You have to write D. Then finish your work immediately. Finish your work immediately. So you have to write I am. Imperative. This is the order. So you have to write I am. I love studying English grammar. You have to write D, as this is the declarative sentence. So like this you have to write the whole exercise. Now let's move to the next exercise, that is complete each sentence with words of your choice and with correct punctuation marks. Complete each sentence with words of your choice and with correct punctuation marks. Number 1. I wish I could whistle like Raj. Here you can write anything about your choice, but it should be grammatically correct. Okay? I wish I could whistle like Raj. I wish I could whistle like Raj. Please give me some juice. Please give me some juice. Fairy tales are exciting. Fairy tales are exciting. Didn't I meet you at the movies yesterday? Didn't I meet you at the movies yesterday? Which one of you lives in Pune? Which one of you lives in Pune? Do not close the file. Do not close the file. I cannot believe that it is so cold today. I cannot believe that it is so cold today. Why are you frowning? Why are you frowning? Suri wants to be a pilot. Suri wants to be a pilot. So, this is the last exercise of your textbook. So, my dear students, here I have written answers, but you can write answers of your choice, but it should be grammatically correct, and all the sentences ends with a punctuation marks, means ends with a symbol. Here you can see full stop, here also full stop, here is a question mark, right? Interrogative sentence. Here again a full stop, again a question mark. So like this you have to write in your textbook. So now before ending today's session, let me show you a summary of today's chapter. So over today's session we started with a very nice thought. After that, first we learn about a sentence, that what is a sentence. So in a summary I will tell you all the definitions. A group of words that makes complete sense is called a sentence. A group of words that makes complete sense is called a sentence. It must contain a subject and a verb. It must contain a subject and a verb. Then we solved this exercise in which the words are not in a proper order. You have to arrange the words in a proper order and make a meaningful sentence. Then declarative sentence. A sentence that states a fact or declares something is called a declarative sentence. A sentence that states a fact or declares something is called a declarative sentence. It ends with a full stop. It ends with a full stop. Here you can see all the sentences ending with a full stop. Now let's move to the next type, that is interrogative sentence. A sentence that asks questions is called an interrogative sentence. A sentence that asks questions is called an interrogative sentence. It ends with a question mark. It ends with a question mark. Here you can see all the sentences are ending with question marks. See here. 3 examples are given, all the 3 ending with question mark. Now let's move to the next, that is imperative sentences. Now let's see. A sentence that orders, requests, or gives instructions. A sentence that orders, requests, or gives instructions about something is called an imperative sentence. Is called an imperative sentence. It ends with a full stop. It ends with a full stop. Here you can see first sentence. Open the door. That is order. Please don't cry, that is request. Turn right from here, that is instruction. So, a sentence that orders, requests, or gives instructions about something is called an imperative sentence. It ends with a full stop. Now, let's move to the next topic, that is exclamatory sentence. A sentence that expresses any feeling or emotion like joy, sorrow, or anger. Joy means happiness, sorrow means sadness. A sentence that expresses any feeling or emotion like joy, sorrow, or anger about something is called an exclamatory sentence. Exclamatory sentence. It ends with an exclamation mark. It ends with an exclamation mark. Here you can see exclamation mark. A standing line and a small dot. You can remember like this. Right? So let's revise. A sentence that expresses any feeling or emotion like joy means happiness, sorrow means sadness, or anger about something is called an exclamatory sentence. It ends with an exclamation mark. After this, we solved this exercise in which you have to write, say whether these sentences are declarative, means if sentence is declarative, you have to write D. If the sentence is interrogative, if the sentence is question, you have to write Q. If the sentence is imperative, means if any order, request, or instructions are given, you have to write IM for imperative, or exclamatory. If it is an exclamatory sentence, you have to write E. So now, my dear students, here let me give you tip to learn. Easy trick to identify interrogative sentence and exclamatory sentence. See here, what a beautiful flower. So here a standing line and a small dot. So that is exclamatory sentence. Easy to remember. Does he like games? This is a question mark. So it is interrogative sentence. So you have to write Q. So it's also easy to remember. After that, we solved last exercise, that is complete each sentence with words of your choice and with correct punctuation marks. So here you have to write answers of your own choice. If you don't know, then you can copy from this. So my dear students, I hope you enjoyed today's session. If you are having any doubt regarding today's session, feel free to message me on my WhatsApp number. So we will meet in our next lesson, in our next session with the next new topic. Till then, take care of yourself. Bye-bye.